about NASA, and it was about the promise that NASA had made. And then I said, well, maybe they weren't lying because it depends who they made the promise to. So it's not to us, is it? They haven't made the promise to us, they've made it to someone else. They've just put it on the television, and then it looks like NASA's working for you, but they're not because they just want to take over the world. Yeah, Ames Research Centre, cognitive engineering. So what the hell are NASA into that for? You cannot be on a space rocket going to the moon and be into cognitive engineering, because that just tells you that that's all they've ever. No. But again, people need to wake up and realise that if NASA are into cognitive engineering, they never went to the moon. They never went to the moon, and they've actually said that they've only ever been to the Van Allen belt, which is just ridiculous because all that none doesn't exist either. Oh well. I mean, I think the hardest thing to try and explain to people is that the moon and the sun are just above the clouds, and we're quite close. We're quite close to. I live in England. They haven't explained it to people, but where I live is called the Wessex Downs. It goes from London across to Swindon, and then at Swindon, that hill there has got a peak on it, and then you go down, and everybody else in Somerset and Cornwall, they live down there, but we live up here. They don't explain that there's different plateaus here. So we're quite close to the clouds here, and I'm telling you that the sun sits on top of the clouds, and so does the moon, basically. So those clouds are only probably about quarter, half a mile up. That's as far away as it all is. So how could they have got to the moon? It's just ridiculous. They all need to be executed. I've got no patience now. The whole lot. You can hang, draw, and quarter them if you like. I don't care what they've done to humanity. The amount of lies they've done. Ah, that's why YouTube doesn't like me. I have to, like I try, like I wanted to, I'd like to, if YouTube wasn't so bad, I'd have different headings. I'd say, like I would have about the Clarkson one I put out. I'd have said Jeremy James May is, but I won't do it. I just put and because it just saves problems. Because YouTube is so strange. I think they've got all these bots on me, and the moment I put some, so you can't see my camera, can you? For some reason, it stopped working on. Yeah, it stopped. My camera should come on, but my screen's broken, and I think it's just affected my camera. Well, I tried to do that, but it didn't work the other day when I did it. I think my screen's broken, and slowly it's just. Yeah. I feel like if you try and explain this to people, they actually probably think you're mad. But well, do you know I did a video the other day that yeah, but we're never going to get anywhere, are they? I mean, Jodie Foster is Michael J. Fox. He's Tom Cruise. He's Keith, he's Keith Urban. Wait a minute, he's Keith Urban. He's whatever Owen. What's his name? Something Michael, not Michael Owen. He's in the. He was in the Fuckers, that blonde thing. He's him. He's. It's disgusting. No, they're all the same person. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Well, if you watch the latest one with James May, you cannot mistake that he is. Yeah, because they don't care because none of them exist. They're all yeah, but they're not real people. They're all composites. So the studio, so basically the actor, listen, the actor will go in, they film them for 10 minutes and that is their career. Not acting, just the 10 minutes. And then they use that footage in the films and they make so an actor never has to act. I mean, Johnny Depp is this link between Brad Pitt, all these other actors. They're all clones. Even George Clooney, that Davis Jr. When you actually put their picture, they all look exactly the same once you put the picture on top. They just change their hair, color of their hair. Well, I don't follow them anymore, but when I see that they look like someone else, did they? Is Kevin Spacey the one that went to court for the boys? Well, then why would you want him anywhere near you? Do you know that whole thing was fake? Do you know that I made a video about it? I actually like that one. It was one of my first ones, like on this channel that I'm on now. And basically, listen, he was morphing. The solicitor was morphing through him, which is impossible. And then if he's actually standing there, the solicitor would have to go round him, and he didn't. He went through him. So all of that was fake. Yeah, so he's in front of him and behind him. No, 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 no. This is my thing. I get a bit upset when people say all these things because my looking at it, none of them are real. They're all composites, so they've been made in a computer room. They've been made, and then they've been whatever they do to them. Because don't forget, they've got much better software than we do. Well, I know, but you imagine how, but they don't realise that they are programmed. It makes you quite don't you think, with all the stuff, it makes you a bit more of a recluse because there's nowhere to go. You can't, if you've got people like, I don't mean it horribly, but if you've got people like Mark Sargent and that running everything, you can't go there. So you can't go to the flat things. Then everything else is, yeah, I can. Everything else is run by them. They don't. It just makes you more of a recluse because there's nowhere to go. I mean, my mum takes all the jabs, so I can't talk to her about it. I mean, obviously, my boyfriend, I can talk to him. Thank God, he's a flat earther. But it's quite hard to find people to talk to. And well, anyway, they can't even tell the truth about religion. I worked this out a few months ago. What's your channel called? What's your channel called? I mean, I live near a pyramid, which they don't call a. even nothing's live. You'll never get a reporter because nothing's live. They film it months in advance. I just want them to make a mistake that they can't get over, and then everybody can see them. I don't know, I think when you've been around for a while, because I haven't in the last year, but I went to quite a lot of marches. You go to all the marches, you meet all the people, you find out all this information, and there's nowhere to go. Who's that then? Who's coming? Alright, cool. So why did you suddenly reach out to me then if you've been watching the channel for a while? Because obviously I don't know who anybody is until they get in touch, do I? If you know what I mean. I don't Yeah, but you've got to start somewhere. I mean, I must admit, I've gone to Rumble and it's very slow on that one. It's very slow on Rumble, but then I just think they're there to oh, do you know what? Do you know what about them? You won't believe this. Listen, the Beatles were the Be listen to this. The Beatles were the Bee Gees. No, no, George Harrison and Ringo Starr are the Bee Gees. And not even just that, there's even more bands in the 60s and 70s that they were. It's not my video, it's someone else's. Yeah, no, I actually believe it. You haven't seen the pictures. They are so anyway, and there's another one. I was really upset about this one. Wait a minute, wait a minute. It's who did Singing in the Rain? No, Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly is gotta think of his name. Oh my god, he's another actor, and you would never think they were each other. And this person got some pictures and put them on top of each other. Oh my god, what's his name? Dean Martin. Dean Martin is Gene Kelly. Dean Martin. Dean Martin. And then when they do all these things, he showed that oh, who's the ones with the moustache and beard? No, but they don't have to because I just told you they're composites. So they deep fake them and then they use them on the television. I know it sounds when you say that Gene Kelly is Dean Martin, it sounds like madness. But if I showed you the video I've got, you'd be in no doubt they were the same person. They just absolutely well, I don't actually say that much when I do them. I just make them and hope that people can see it. What I'm saying is if they are prepared to do things like that, that and also we've noticed that when they were in the 1900s, they were sort of prancing around in their videos. There'd always be the fat controller, and they've been doing what they've been doing to us for at least about 120, 30, 40 years. So this whole thing about deep fake and all that, we think it's something that's just happened yesterday, but they weren't. They were doing it in the Victorian. They're doing it in the Victorian time. No, my boyfriend kinda helps me, but in his world, he won't make the videos, but he sends it to me for me to make them. Oh. Well, I often say, "I'm not doing it again, I wanna leave," and all these kind of stuff, and then I find myself making another video, so it goes a bit like that. And like, for instance, what it was is that I took this picture. I told you this Trump was moving around. Well, you've got to talk a bit more then, because people sort of think they know you when you talk. You have to do a bit more. Well, I don't know. Amy, who comes on the channel, she was a member of the public, and I got talking to her. Monique's the same. My friends, they're all just the people I talk to. They've come from my channel. Oh, him. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you this, but I don't. I might listen to this. Listen to this. Listen. I have a fake video on my computer that Mark Sargent is playing a woman, a female solicitor in a court. It's frigging him. He sounds like a woman. Yeah, Mark Sargent. And it's not Mark Sargent of today. It's Mark Sargent of about 10, 15 years ago. Once I saw that, I couldn't follow him anymore. I want the truth about where we live. That's just the whole of our history is a lie. Three-quarters of the world is abandoned. I want the truth about where we live and all that. That's what I want. I want them gone. What do you mean? I never said that. Oh, that might have been a long time ago, that one, whatever it was. Well, do you really think that that person's real? I mean, I think it's disgusting. I mean, in the end, I'm a bit more coy about things because YouTube do so many things to you on the most ridiculous things. Like I had a hangout with Robert Ford. She was probably moaning about things. But the other day they deleted it. They said, "Well, we're not giving you a strike because you might not have realised." All he's doing is just talking, and they see you as a threat. I sit in a little prison in there and make my videos because that's what it is, and they think I'm a threat and I'm harmful to the people. Honestly, all everybody says to me is beautiful Karen. They're always very nice to me, lovely Karen. People I don't even know, they always say, "Oh, lovely Karen." They think that, but YouTube think I'm harming the people. I've never known anything more ridiculous. I mean, they're just trying to stop. What they were hoping is I will stop. That's what it is. They don't want me to put any more videos out. But it is, I said to Mickey, if they my boyfriend, if they delete me, I'm done anyway because